Hello and welcome to the SCFD Wondercast. My name is Emma, I am your host, and I am thrilled to introduce you to the cast of characters behind the scenes at SCFD's funded organizations in arts, culture, and science all across the Denver metro area. Today we'll be chatting with Claire Gormley, who is the Executive Director at the Boulder Metalsmithing Association, which is a Tier 3 SCFD funded partner. The Boulder Metalsmithing Association provides studio space, metalsmithing classes, and also has a really cool Train the Trainer program where the metalsmiths teach teachers how to metalsmith so that teachers can bring that art form into their classrooms all across the Denver metro area. Claire actually started as a student at the Boulder Metalsmithing Association, and over the past couple of years has risen up to become the executive director and also has her own thriving jewelry business. But I'll let her tell you a little bit more. So thanks for joining us today on the SCFD Wondercast, and let's go chat with Claire about the Boulder Metalsmithing Association. Claire, thanks so much for being on the SCFD Wondercast. I am so excited to talk to you about all things Boulder Metalsmithing Association. But for people that don't know what it is, can you explain metalsmithing?
Totally. First of all, thank you for being here. The broad definition here would be sort of the practice of shaping, forming, joining metal to create either functional items or artistic objects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what does that actually look like in your studio? Are you making rings? What is that?
It totally depends. We have a lot of people that work with sterling silver these days, but we also have people that work in traditional gold and working with, faceted diamonds that you think of. But
Oh, wow.
A lot of us, again, work with sterling silver and, slightly less precious gems.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how cool that we have a studio right here in the Denver metro
Totally.
area.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about what the Boulder Metalsmithing Association actually is?
Yeah, so back in the day, 2009, we were founded by Beth Merkel, who was really looking to just create a community of metalsmiths and get people together to sort of like this, talk about metalsmithing, and just create the community and figure out who's out there. In 2013, Beth made us a registered nonprofit, and shortly after that, we moved into our current studio space, which basically has, all the tools and equipment you could want, 2 fully equipped classrooms.
Wow.
To provide people with an opportunity to come metalsmith, and really grew from that sort of meetup group into a fully operational workshop environment.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what does the studio look like on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, totally. So we sort of have a couple facets to what we do. One of them is the workshops, right? We teach people how to metalsmith anywhere from no experience at all up to our experienced metalsmiths. And besides that, during the week, we provide people with the opportunity to come in and work in the studio. So our studio membership gives people, for a flat fee monthly that we try to keep really low, we're all artists, gives people 24/7 access to come work in the studio, use the equipment. Metalsmithing's not a cheap sport,
Sure.
so
I can imagine.
having access to all of that equipment in one place is really valuable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This might be something super obvious for metalsmiths, but where do you source your stones and your
Yeah.
metals from?
So it totally depends. Depends what you're looking for. I mean, there are a couple big suppliers of metal out there. I mean,
Okay.
that's kind of the biggest thing that,
Sure.
but otherwise you can buy stones direct from miners. You can buy them from lapidary artists who have then cut and polished these stones. So it really kind of depends.
What's your favorite medium to work with?
Okay, I really love rocks. All right, I've
Love a
always loved
rock,
rocks.
of course.
Yeah, since I was a kid, coming home backpacks full of rocks from camp, and I should have known then that this was something I wanted to do, but I really love working with sterling silver and pretty rocks. As simple as that sounds and as broad as that is, it's the truth.
That sounds amazing to me. I also love a pretty rock. I have so many rocks in my house. And
See?
nothing to do with them. Yep.
It's kind of universal,
It is. Yeah, totally. So obviously you are a metalsmith. How did you get into it?
So after college, I was kind of looking to get involved with something, you're in that space trying to figure out where you fit, what you want to do, find some hobbies. And I ended up at the Boulder Metalsmithing Association to take a lapidary class, which is cutting and polishing stones from their sort of rough form.
Amazing.
And that's how I found it. And I was like, okay, I'm hooked. Now I need to be able to do something with the stones I've just cut, and continued taking metalsmithing classes, and just really fell in love with playing with fire and metal and hammering and tools and equipment.
Yeah, it sounds so fun.
Yeah.
So if someone's looking to get into metalsmithing, what does that look like for them?
Yeah. I mean, you can start wherever you want, but we provide level 1 classes, which you get to make a little set of stacking rings with little gems on them.
Love.
And so you learn to set small cabochon stones. And make your own rings.
That's so fun.
That's kind of a really great jumping off point. Again, the Lapidary 101 class we offer as well. If you're more interested in the stone side, the cutting of the stones, the polishing, that's a great place to start as well.
How cool.
I want to be clear, you don't have to have any experience with metalsmithing to start. And it's
That's
not
good to
something
know.
you should be intimidated by.
Yep.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I think that's so important to make it accessible to people, because it is such a cool art form. And I honestly didn't know that it was so accessible to us here in the community until I started working here. So I think the work you all do to make that happen is amazing.
Well, we're happy because we're really lucky to be able to do the things we do because of places like SCFD that fund us and help us complete our mission.
Oh, we love a little copacetic funding relationship. It's so fun. It's just so fun to see what you guys do. So
totally.
We're happy to have you in the SCFD family. So will you tell me a little bit more about what excites you about working at the Metalsmithing Association?
I think there's always something new and different going on, and that's part of it. But I really think the biggest thing that excites me is the community. I mean, that's sort of what drew me into BOMA in the first place, is everyone there was so kind. The people that are so experienced are always willing to give you a little tip, lend a hand. And so I really look forward to fostering more of that community, expanding the community. How do we reach more people? How do we reach younger people? Because metalsmithing tends to be, there are a lot of older people taking our classes, which is awesome. But we also need to figure out ways, I think this is true for all of the arts, to figure out how to get younger generations interested and pull people in.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? I know it's hard to have the golden key answer, but what do you think that's going to look like for BOMA?
I mean, I think at some point we'd love to start offering our classes virtually. That's just one way. Everything is virtual these days. And the beauty of that is you can reach so many more people. Stuff like that. A big part of our programming is our Enhancing Art Through Metalsmithing program.
Okay.
And so this is sort of, the third facet of what we do, and it's a really important part. So each year we take 10 local art teachers from middle schools, high schools, sometimes even elementary schools, and we train them in 4 different metalsmithing projects that they can then bring to their students in these schools.
Awesome.
And along with that, after they've learned the skills, we provide kits, boxes of all the tools that these teachers might need to bring to their classrooms so that they can accomplish these projects in the classroom.
That's awesome.
So they're totally welcome to check out the boxes throughout the year from past projects, from this year's projects, just to get metalsmithing really into schools, because I think that's one thing that has faded from a lot of schools. I mean,
yeah, sure.
I know I didn't grow up doing metalsmithing in most of my art classes, and
I didn't know.
One thing with that is you kind of assume, you're like, oh, well, maybe art's not for me. You don't assume you're an artist. Sure. But I think you just have to find the right medium. And so I think bringing that into schools is huge. But since we started in 2014, we've brought metalsmithing to over 4,500 students in schools in the Boulder area.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we're really excited to keep doing it. It ramps up again in the fall. So I'm actually in the process right now of planning all the projects.
That's exciting.
Yep. Getting the teachers together. We're doing 11 teachers this year instead of 10 because we're feeling crazy.
Oh my gosh. Get wild.
Spreading the love. But again, this is a program that we really couldn't do without SCFD's support. So
that's amazing. Yeah. Wow. So what kind of projects can those people look forward to working on?
Such a wide range. This year we're doing torch-fired enamel.
Ooh.
So enamel is actually like a powdered glass. And when you heat it, you can get it to essentially melt onto and fuse to the surface of copper.
Oh, wow.
So you're
Cool.
able to really use colors in metal, and don't always get to do that. What else are we doing? The other projects this year are so fun. Bubble wands made out of copper.
Oh, fun.
So students are able to take copper wire, create a shape that they want, and use it to make bubbles.
I love that. I had never even thought about that as an option, so that's fantastic.
And you know what? I hadn't either. And the beauty of this program is that actually one of the teachers that's in this program had come up with that and is now going
fun.
to be teaching it for the other teachers.
Oh, I love to hear that. Yes.
We're really always happy to collaborate and bring in those new ideas. And she had so many pictures of her students with their bubble wands and them trying them out. And
Cute.
it's really amazing to see the variation in everyone's work. Yeah.
Well, and I feel like that kind of thing, like seeing that the program is really working and that it is inspiring these new and awesome ideas is probably really fulfilling for you all.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole goal of this.
Right.
I mean, not only that we're inspiring these children, but also these teachers as well. Like,
Yep.
you know, I want arts funded in our schools here, and I want to bring metalsmithing to them. And so we're trying to do that however we can.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to ask about that. It's such a cool program, and I'm so glad that we can help support that. It's awesome.
Well, we're very thankful again.
Do you all, so obviously people can have memberships to be in your studio.
Yeah.
Are there like exhibitions that people can go to see that work or?
Totally. So we're in Nobo Art District, so North Boulder.
Okay.
And we're really lucky, again, to be surrounded by a bunch of other amazing artists right in our area. And every first Friday of the month, there is Nobo First Fridays, which means we sort of open our doors as an open house. You can come check out the studio, see some of our members' work, talk to us about what all the different classes and projects look like. We have samples that you can look at and see what you could get into.
That's awesome.
So that's a really great way to come see sort of what's going on, see the studio itself. Throughout the year, we also do a couple sort of jewelry pop-ups. We've been actually partnering with local breweries to do pop-ups at breweries. People, you know, kind of unexpected encounters with art as well.
Yeah, I love things like that. And, you know, us Coloradans, we love our breweries. So
We really do.
checking the boxes there.
Everyone's happy. Yes.
It's a win-win, really, at the
Totally.
end of the day.
Totally.
And I know I did a little bit of internet stalking, and I saw that you have your own jewelry company.
I do, yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about, like, sort of going from being a student of metalsmithing to launching
Yeah.
your own company?
Yeah. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I
You
bet.
know?
Yeah.
To be fair, I've only been metalsmithing for about 4 years at this point.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
I'm really early on still in my journey.
Yeah.
But I'm really lucky to be around a lot of people that have amazing experience with making their jewelry and selling it. And there is that hurdle I think everyone has to get over where you feel like maybe my art's not there yet with anything.
Yeah, totally.
But I encourage people to just do it. I just started, I just like made an Instagram account and a website because that's what you do these days. And you start taking pictures of your jewelry and you put it up. And a lot of people around here in Boma as well actually do like farmers markets and craft shows. And yeah, I mean, I think it's really just about getting your foot in the door, just starting. Make the Instagram page, make the website, go to those farmers markets, just apply to start being at these things and setting up and showing off your work and being able to talk about your work. I love it. I'm really lucky that, I don't get to sell my jewelry full time. It's kind of just a hobby, but it's so fulfilling that like any work you're doing to put forward on that feels like a step forward.
Yeah, it really is. I think that's really important to remember because I think, again, like there is always that mental hurdle, I think, when you're trying something new or like trying to make money off of something new.
Totally.
So I think that's such a good thing to remember is just to start and keep going.
Totally.
What inspires you in making your jewelry?
I think, like a lot of Coloradans, nature is very, very near and dear to my heart. Just the vastness, the beauty of the world, and then also how small we are. But going beyond that, I think relating to metalsmithing, especially, is that all of these materials that we're using are mined from the earth. We're taking something from the earth in one form, and trying to transform it into something else, you know? So again, that feeling of being so small, but also being like, wow, it took so many people to get these materials here, from the miners to the people that refine it. And I think just taking a step back and being like, wow, this is all because of nature and also because of this human experience that we're all sort of participating in.
Yeah, I think to be able to wear a reminder of that
Yeah.
is really powerful. And that's why a lot of people like jewelry anyway. You know, it's like a
Totally.
physical thing that kind of grounds you and brings you back. So I think that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I think the other thing is, you know, people, when you wear something beautiful, you feel beautiful too, or you find something that speaks to you, or
Yeah.
someone's art that speaks to you. What an experience.
I know.
You know?
There's nothing like it, really, though. And that's like why I started this, you know? It's all
Totally.
about the wonder that we all experience from the arts.
Yes.
And on that note, I ask every guest a couple of questions, if you don't mind
Yes.
if we jump into those.
Please.
I'm really curious. We've touched on it a little bit, but what inspires a sense of wonder in you?
I think, you know, again, Colorado nature, gotta love it. But I think the broader arts community in general is really, really beautiful
Yeah.
and really special and important. And I think the broader arts community really inspires a sense of wonder in me. We're so lucky, even at BOMA, to be surrounded by our neighbors in the Nobo Art District with a crazy variety of skills and talents and arts, from painting and sculpting to wood carving, and even just taking a walk around on one of those first Fridays. It's pretty amazing to see a collection of artists in such a small space. But again, taking a step back, you realize that we're all artists. Maybe you haven't found your medium yet. Maybe
Yep.
metal is for you. Maybe it's not. But I think that recognizing that we're all participating in this little community of arts and we're all bolstering each other is pretty darn sweet.
I think it is too. And that seems like kind of the name of the game, right?
Yeah.
Like with BOMA and with, you know, arts here in the Denver metro area.
Totally.
I think there really is a tight-knit sense of like being together and trying this thing together and, you know, collaboration. I think that's something
100%.
big too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. And how do you find wonder close to home? Are there organizations you like to visit or things you like to do?
So if you know me, you're probably sick of hearing about where I live, but I live in a really cute little town called Jamestown, and it's just west of Boulder. It's a mountain town of less than 300 people, but we're also really full of arts and a really artful community. And so I love living there. Between the music, we've got a glass blower that lives up there,
cool.
sculptors that make, you know, all these huge, amazing art pieces, which seems crazy to me because I work
Yeah.
on such a small scale,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
So seeing the variety is awesome. And Jamestown's actually an old mining town too. So we have an old fluorite mine, and fluorite is sort of like a purple crystal. You might see it in a crystal shop if you ever go.
Oh, cool.
But it was used as a metal additive in World War II. And so it was an active mine. But
wow.
it's really fun because if you know where to look today, you can go back and you can find the old mine tailing piles, which are really just full of purple rocks.
Oh, love that.
So
That's exciting.
really cool. I think being able to go home to a place that is restful and feels, you know, restful for your artistic soul, and but also rejuvenating is really important.
I think so too.
So I'm lucky to live where I live.
Yeah, I think we are too. It's
And my
awesome.
friends are probably sick of hearing about it, but I don't care.
Guess what? Too bad.
Exactly.
I do want to ask, do you have a favorite piece that you've made, or is there like an amazing thing you've seen come out of the studio that you were like, what? How is that even possible?
It's so funny. I asked this question yesterday while I was at the studio to some of our members that were just working there. I mean, I guess sort of going back, that's kind of what a normal day looks like, is you come in and you don't know who's going to be working in the studio, but that's what keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
And it's a really collaborative environment and people are helping each other. But so I asked my friends and colleagues here, I said, what's the best piece of art that's come out of here? And everyone gave the same answer of like, that's an impossible question. Like, that's not fair.
It probably is the worst question you could ask an artist.
It's so
Yeah.
hard. But I think the conclusion we all came to is that everyone's work is so diverse.
Yeah.
Sure, we're all working with metal. Yeah, most of us are working with silver. but everything is so different. So yesterday, Jen was working on these big cuff bracelets, just big pieces of silver with silver fused onto it, just
Oh, wow.
big and awesome.
Yeah.
But we also had Laura using one of our little pulse arc welders to make beautiful little dainty chain bracelets for her daughters.
Cute.
And then beyond that, we had Leslie finishing up a sterling silver band for her Apple Watch with this like really intricate clasp on it.
Oh, wow.
And so that's the thing, is you kind of never know what people are going to be working on and what's going to come out of the studio. And so my real answer would be, I'm sure it's yet to come as we all continue to develop as artists and sort of grow in that community together.
I love that. That sounds amazing. And I'm sure our listeners are also as excited as I am to go visit and look at the artwork that y'all are doing. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
Are there any other ways that folks can get involved with you or support your work?
I mean, come take classes. That's what we're here for. We're here for you. We want to bring metalsmithing to you. But come hang out with us. Come to us on a First Friday. Come see us. We have stone and tool sales throughout the year a couple times. So just come stop by, say hi. There's usually someone in the studio that would be willing to show you around, and look at the classes. We're here to support you. And then you get in there and you help us too as a
I
community.
love it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Claire, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for
It's
having
been
me.
so fun to talk to you. And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to the SCFD Wondercast. And swing by the Boulder Metalsmithing Association if you get the chance. It sounds like an amazing place with an opportunity to get your hands in some metal and try a new form of art.
Woohoo!
Yay. Thanks.